Hi traders, welcome to the weekly Forex forecast from the tradingmentors.com. My name is Chris. I've been trading for 35 years plus. Who's counting anyway? So a very warm welcome. Delighted to welcome you to the weekly Forex forecast for the 28th of July. Into next week. Congratulations VIP members on the gold on steroids this week. If you've got the software, then fantastic. You've had a wonderful time and made loads of money, I hope. Certainly hope so. Before we go on to the more markets and predict what's going on into next week with our parabolic trends, let me just remind you what we're looking for in terms of entry points on the gold on steroids software. So look for break of structure, look for hidden negative divergence. This is very rare. Very few people understand it. Very few people get it because, as the name suggests, it's hidden. For most people, not for us here at the Trading Mentors. We can actually see it on the screen live. And so when you see these red lines drawn, this simply means that the price is going to go down and continue down. This simply means the price is going to continue down. And so look out for these. These are little gemstones, actually. Silver bullets, people call them. But so yeah, just look out for these red lines, hidden divergence, really important. Here, 33.76 as it comes in here. The other thing to look out for on the gold on steroids is outside bars. I often talk about these, but look how the price moves outside this channel. It is really, really important. It's not going to fall immediately. It doesn't happen like that. But it is an excellent entry point. There, 33.76, and there, 33.71. There's another one turning up here. So there's another one here at 33.47. See how the price drops from 33.47 at that point outside bar. 210 pips there. And there's another one there, but no volume in the market on a Friday afternoon. Congratulations, guys. Many, many, many hundreds of pips at your fingertips. Let's go into the markets and see what's going on into next week, shall we? So let's have a look at the DXY. I think continued weakness is highly likely. However, let's go into the daily. This is not parabolic. Let me just show you what a parabolic trend looks like. This is parabolic on the S&P 500. Mentioned this for the last few weeks. And what we're looking for here is everything to be green on the daily chart. Okay, above the SARs and above the 20 SMA. Really, really important. So those rules must be in play to actually trade into a parabolic trend. If those rules don't agree, we don't trade it. Quite simple and straightforward. High quality trades is what you want, not high quantity trades. So if we look into the DXY, we can see that yes, we've got all the sellers in, but it's holding on to the 20 SMA. So this is not convincing. I think it is going to go down into next week to 96.79. But we're going to have to wait and see where this goes now. So the DXY is weak. And we can actually see this on the 4-hour as well, which is looking fairly weak actually. So further downside movement is highly likely. So this gives us a trading opportunity into the euro dollar into next week. So let's have a look at that. There's a few trades going on here which could be very, very good indeed. So we have a parabolic trend on the euro dollar. All the buys are in on the advanced pro charts. Support above the 20. As long as it stays above the 20, then we can expect this to go to 11879 as early as Monday. Sticking with the dollar theory, and in terms of going weak, and if it does go weak, then this will drive the Aussie USD higher. Where do we enter on the advanced pro charts? Very straightforward. We've got a change of character here, and then we've got a 1, 2, 3. So we expect the price to come down to 65.42, and then we'll have a buy entry If the price bounces off of that area and we get some clues that it does, then we go to 67.03 or even higher. Similar situation for the Kiwi, change of character to the upside and a 1, 2, 3. So the 1 has appeared and we've got a lovely, beautiful swing low here. Highly likely to buy it into next week and then start heading for 61.36. So look out for the dollar pairs. They look quite nice into next week. The yen futures looks very mixed actually. The yens, there's a couple of yens I want to go into in a little bit more detail because they do look promising but they're not confirmed yet. We can see here by definition that the yen futures is not parabolic. We've got buyers coming in and sellers, so it's mixed. It does have weakness in it below the 20 SMA, below the SAR, and so we do expect it to come down to 67.18, but it's not convincing. We're going to have to wait and see on this one, but I do think we're going to see some long positions on the yens into next week. Swiss franc futures is not parabolic, as we can see, looking a bit top heavy actually. 1279 is the target, but it's a very small target, so we're going to have to wait and see on that. S&P 500 into the indices, yeah, looking very nice indeed. Very strong stock markets mostly across the board, except the Dow Jones. 65.42 is the target for this week for the S&P 500. If you own UK stocks and shares, you are doing very nicely, especially in the blue chip sector. We can see that this is parabolic and heading for 93.63. All the buys are in, guys, on the advanced pro charts. Hang Seng, I mentioned this for forever, it seems. Buying into the Hang Seng is a fantastic idea. Look for any pullbacks and then for heading for 26,546. Understanding when a pair or an asset is not parabolic is equally important. We can see here we've got a couple of buyers coming in, a couple of sellers, and not parabolic. This could turn around, but the Aussie 200 is nowhere near. Now the Dow Jones is parabolic to the upside for all intents and purposes. However, there is a big fat yellow supply zone there, as you can see, which is a sell zone normally. So we do need to see this price breakout. It may well do it with all the markets looking strong. So it may do this and then we may buy into this, and I'll give you some fresh targets in the week if you are a VIP member. If you are not a VIP member, you won't get it. Totally up to you. So into the commodities now. Silver's looking really good actually, holding on to market structure. We could see the buys, all the buys step in on Monday if the dollar goes weak especially. So holding on to the 20 SMA, holding on to the SAR, and heading for $40.49 with conversion. Gold has now pulled down the last 1, 2, 3 days, but I think we could see a bounce on this into next week. It's not parabolic, as we can see. It's turned sort of mixed here, but holding on to that kind of market structure, but not strong. Could turn strong quite easily though, so look out for that if the US dollar goes weak. Euro dollar, as mentioned earlier, heading for 118.79. It could go higher to 123.05 if the dollar collapses even, then that could drive this much higher. I shall keep you posted. Same with the Aussie USD, 66.61. or even as high as 69.00. Kiwi to limited 60.84, but we got 63.38 as well if it breaks that supply zone. Money looking at parabolic trends, so this is parabolic. The pound Aussie is parabolic. So what do we do with this? How do we manage this and how do we trade this? So once we know we have a parabolic trade, simply dial down to the 4-hour chart. Let's do some calculations, shall we? So we can see that it's weak. Congratulations on that move, 395 pips. So what we can do, we can grab our tools, the Fibonacci retracement, and we can say that this price came down to here, down to here. So we've got a zone there, haven't we? You can see a nice zone. And we can draw a line there on the 50% fib and the 618% fib. So we do expect the price to move up on a retracement and do something like this into this area and then move down to this area. So excuse me. Something like that. And I will confirm it the VIP room once it's ready, of course. If you are a VIP member, click on the links below for any daily market analysis, gold updates throughout the day. Euro Canadian now. Okay, so we'll look at Euro Canadian. I just want to make sure something. Oh, right, okay. Euro Canadian is parabolic to the upside, but look how limited it is. This it probably is going higher, but I'm not going to be entering this until I see any break of this supply zone here. This is a strong supply zone and could just do that. So we want to make sure that we get a clear break of this, and then it pulls back, and then we do this. So even though it's not quite ready yet, it is parabolic, one to keep an eye on. New Zealand Canadian has gone parabolic in the last day or so. As we can see, all the buyers are in on the advanced pro charts, parabolic in the SI, above the 20 MSA. As long as the price stays above the 20 SMA, then we have all everything confirmed. So what do? Let's dial down to the lower time frame. Let's see what's going on here. We can see we've got change of character. Get rid of that, and we can say that we can grab our Fibonacci tool here. Just check your price cycle. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. So we expect a pullback into this. The price cycle has been very high, so a pullback is highly likely. So let's grab our rectangle, go into the 50% fib. This one's green, so let's change it to green, easy on the eye, and then we can calculate where the long position is probably going to kick in about 81.80, nice round number, and we can see the target already set here, 134 pips. Just make sure your stop is below the swing low, and you've got at least 2 to 1, 2.86. So price is going to 83.15. You're going to get in, trade at your own risk. 81.80, and you are going to put a stop down there somewhere 81.30. Now, of course, you want to wait for the price to see if it's rejected. Oh, sorry, bounce on that, not rejected. That's a sell. But if you want to get into this one here, I've already done the calculations. 89.30. Stop down here, 89.09, and then on to 90.74. That looks really nice as well. So none of the others are parabolic. I want to show you the Swiss yen, which is very, very close, by the way. Let's go into the daily on the advanced pro charts. Now this has just turned. Now it's thinking about where it wants to go now. So we can actually draw a line there, and that's the previous high in the last week. It's done nothing in the last week. The yens simply haven't done anything. So we can see that not all the buyers are in. So this is important. This is not tradable under these circumstances. We need to see the break. If it does break, we have a very, very nice target of 194.60 in this convergence area here on the advanced pro chart. So this could be very profitable indeed. So please look out for that. It's not confirmed. Now the lower time frame charts are looking very, very nice. Very, very nice. But it is still congested, as we can see. So when you get the advanced pro charts, if you don't have them already, why wouldn't you? There's lots of these things. Lots of these things. What you do with them? Well, you just buy. Yeah, just keep buying. Just keep buying, buy, just keep buying. So yeah, so look out for the Swiss yen. Looks very interesting indeed. New Zealand yen has gone parabolic, maybe limited though, as we can see, up to 89.20. So look out for that one. That's one to keep an eye on. And the last one for today is the euro pound. Has been rallying, but could be limited. Hit our weekly Forex forecast target from last week, 87.48. And so let's have a look on the lower time frame. We had a breakout here, as previously mentioned, a big fat buy signal here. So limited. So look out for the indices look very strong. S&P 500 to the upside, FTSE 100, Hang Seng, Euro dollar to the upside, Aussie USD to the upside, New Zealand USD to the upside, Pound Aussie to the downside, Euro Canadian to the upside, New Zealand Canadian. The Aussie Canadian is better than the New Zealand Canadian, so choose one. This was the best one. It's got more bigger target, 91.00 to go to once you get the pullback. And New Zealand yen and the Swiss yen, look out for that. They're not quite ready, but they should be getting ready into next week. It should be a fantastic week, and have a fantastic weekend.